Oh, jeez. Oh, there we go. Feels the wind in my hair and the cold sea breeze. Feels good to be back.
What a game, eh?
Oh. It's more beautiful than I think like the last time we were here. Even though that makes no sense.
It's weird, isn't it? Like, for all the textures that look very, like, low res and stuff, it's actually a pretty nice looking game.
Yeah, I don't mind it. You still can't get in.
I tried.
Oh.
It was loading in, but then it just crashed, so it's
dead.
fine.
I'm dead.
Did you land in the fire or something?
No.
It's a Tarkov meme.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yeah.
you know, like when you end all of your sentences when you're playing like a shooter, like a tactical shooter. You know, you're like, I'm coming. I'm in the door. I'm at the door. Like you always end on a high. In Tarkov, it's always like, okay, I'm running. I'm dead. You're just like, because it's just you're instantly domed from somewhere or whatever.
It is my experience.
You end up here a lot. Yeah.
That's honestly, I think one of the things that has soured me on Tarkov, not to keep beating the drum, but is that
No, it's fine. I'd rather you talk about how much you hate Tarkov rather than revisiting how much I didn't like Valorant.
Yeah.
It's really good deflection for me. So.
When I tweeted that we were playing Valorant because I got the name of Valheim wrong, I was like, oh no, I gotta get rid of that before Sips sees it. I don't want to bring back any bad memories.
Trigger me massively. Oh my god.
Oh. I watched the clip of you going off on it, and I was like, you know, a lot of the things that he says, I don't disagree, but I'm for some reason, I'm like, I don't know, I just find it enjoyable.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think, honestly, if I gave it a chance, I probably would like it. Like, it's definitely the kind of game that I could probably get addicted to, but part of me doesn't want to be addicted to that game.
I can respect
but
that.
Also,
do you want to be addicted to any game though?
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Unless if you make money from it, I guess.
Yeah, game of
not
life.
not even. I love getting stuck into a good game, you know.
But like, don't like people's lives get ruined over their WoW addiction?
I mean, I've talked like to my wife about this kind of stuff before, and I think it's like it can, but there's always a balance, right? Like, especially I find like if you're married or especially if you're married, you have kids and stuff, like it's harder because there's other things to pull you away from it all the time. So in a way, you're doing all the stuff that you have to do, but the whole time you're like, oh man, I just want to play, WoW or whatever, whatever game you're into. And then it's really sweet when you do get a chance to actually, unwind and play it.
Oh yeah.
Because you've got that balance, right? But if I didn't have those things that counter game addiction, and all I did all day long without any break whatsoever was play games, I would be utterly miserable. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like I would never do anything.
It's too much of a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
I was saying this in a video, like, as I've gotten older, and Malf will know this was not the case for me when I was younger, especially in university, but like, honestly, nothing feels as good on like a Saturday as just like knocking 3 things off your to-do lists immediately. Like, you wake up, like, eat breakfast, and then do like 2 chores. It feels better than getting like than being platinum in League of Legends or something. It's crazy, but it's true.
I was talking about that like earlier, just how I'll have my daily checklist, and even something that I don't need to put on the checklist as a reminder, I'll just put it on so I can cross it off.
No, that's nice.
You get a shot of motivation.
No,
from that, right?
Yeah. I had a day like that today. I had like a bunch of stuff sort of pre-planned that I had to do. Like I had to go meet a couple of people to do like some like very serious grown-up stuff. And I got it all done. And then I had to get some stuff like, because over here we're not like in super lockdown anymore. Like a lot of stuff is reopened, and like my son got his hair cut today. Like all like barbers and everything are open again and stuff, which is pretty good. And then we just like went to the beach because it was kind of a nice day. So like all those things combined in one day is just like this massive task list of things that got completed, which is really satisfying. It's really nice.
Jeez, that sounds pretty
One
cool.
of them being taking people to the beach somehow. And that was like, it's like one of those things like where you'll know, I guess, when your daughter's older, like it's their last day of like spring break. They had like a week off, and then today's like the teacher prep day, so they had today off too. So it was like, it was really important, like from the moment they woke up, that like we do like these really fun things. Well, like fun things for them. Like I mean, it's not fun going to the beach when it's like 5 degrees, but whatever.
Oh yeah, it
was all right.
It's true.
Did you build like sandcastles at least?
No, God no.
What the heck did you
No,
do?
I just paced around trying to like stay warm, and they would ask me questions occasionally, and I'd be like, oh yeah, and then they were just like trying to dodge waves, but not very effectively, and ended up with I feel like they drained the ocean. Their rubber boots were so full of water, there was like no water left in the sea. It was unbelievable. That was pretty good though.
That's nice.
Like
Yeah,
on,
nice.
I think on Saturday I had like 3 tasks on my to-do list, and I got them all done by like maybe like 11 in the morning.
Oof.
And it's just like you just because the whole day you're like, oh my god, I gotta do all these things, but then when you do them and you have so much time, you're like,
Yeah.
oh,
You're just like, oh man, now I can just read like stock indexes and stuff.
it's
and
pretty accurate.
have a rest
Honestly.
and stuff. Yeah. No, I can see that. I'm the same. Except for me, it's like, oh, now I can just like sit around and play this like mindless, stupid mobile game, like whatever one that I'm just like time wasting on.
What are you playing on mobile right now?
I started playing this game called Shop Titans.
Oh no!
The worst. I mean, I'm kind of a sucker for games like that. I don't feel bad about it. It is such a waste of time though. I just like kind of like the things that appeal to me about Tarkov are the same, you know? Like I just like knowing that there's something working like in the background when I'm not, you know, sitting there paying attention to it.
Oh, is it like an idle game?
Yeah,
Okay.
kinda. You know, you have to like, you gotta like level up your shop by, you know, crafting stuff. But some of those things take like, you know, 30 minutes to craft, or like, and you have to send like you gotta gear up your heroes and send them on missions to get resources to craft more stuff with, and that can take like an hour or whatever. So it's like one of those things that you just like, you click a couple of buttons and then you just come back 2 hours later and click more buttons and set them off on other stuff or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I find them satisfying. Like, I probably have a problem, but
Yeah.
whatever. It's fine.
okay. I did that once with the Simpsons had one. I was like, oh, it's the Simpsons, but it's the same kind of formula,
Yeah,
right?
they're all like that.
And when I saw it took like corn 90 days to grow.
They have you
Yeah.
growing corn in the Simpsons game?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta do like
yeah.
farming and stuff
You
like that,
can-
and like
you can buy like Springfield bucks for real money that will like
Yeah, so
accelerate the corn growing process, but like I
it's
mean,
like
come on.
different things are, some are like a few minutes, you know, they scale it up and all that kind of crap.
Yeah, Malf, you probably bought a couple of Simpsons bucks.
I think I actually bought like $5 worth, and
I knew
then when I got to corn, I was like, no, this is just like, are you kidding me? I'm gonna go bankrupt. I can't.
Yeah, I can't I can't finance this corn.
And then yeah, like it was kind of like the same thing. The Trout Park Boys, which I also love, they came out with a game, and I was like, let's go! I get to go hang out with the boys, and then it's the same thing. You just like,
Dude, so no joke, and I apologize, it's in investing tangential, but they tell you in investing you should always stick to companies you know, but because we work in an industry where you don't have to know anything to be successful, I'm like, man, the only thing I feel like I know is like video games. So
Yeah.
I've been researching all these video game companies, but so many of them just make mobile games that are exactly like what you're describing. And I researched the very company Malf was talking about last night that makes like the Trailer Park Boys, pot video games and
Yeah.
Pot Farm and Cheech and Chong, Bud Farm.
Yeah,
420.
honestly they turned some decent profits. I'd be surprised if their stock prices weren't like pretty decent and like
Guaranteed.
moved around a lot. Like there's a lot of investment in those companies too, right?
Yeah.
Like especially like there's a lot of Chinese companies I think that invest in a lot of that stuff, right? Korean ones as well.
Oh yeah.
Very very popular in Asia.
Well, that's right. Like a week ago, I tweeted an image that was like, I don't know, like a 3x4 panel of games, and I just said, does anybody I know any of these games? Because I had never heard of them before in my life, and I got a couple of answers back that they were like Chinese Dead by Daylight and PUBG knockoffs on mobile. And honestly, as soon as people told me that, I was like, I'm adding this to the watch list because that sounds like it's gonna make that sounds like it could go to the freaking moon.
That's gonna make some cheddar cheese at some point for sure. I would have thought. I mean, I don't know much about investments and stuff, but I know that those companies make some money at least because I mean I've given them some in the past, so they must be raking it in. I mean, jeez.
Well, I know like Malf and I, we have like a group chat that we've been in since I don't know, like college, and we were talking because there's another guy in there that's pretty into investing, and I was like, man, just from like, because when people are rude to me on Reddit, I always look at their browser history or their comment history. And the number of people out there who are like, I would say almost like pathologically addicted to gacha games, always, like it kind of blows me away. I was like, I gotta start investing in this stuff, man. Like we got a generation of people that are pumping, hundreds of dollars a month.
Not only money, but just time as well. I mean, it's crazy. Like you said, like you could be doing chores and stuff, and I'm just like, I do chores. I have to do them, but the whole time I'm like, man, how is my gachas doing? Like, am I getting like the best, the most efficient pulls on my, I check every couple of hours and like, is there any more cards I can get for free from this game? Like, and stuff. It's crazy.
No, and it's funny. I was just laughing because I can actually relate. It's like, you're doing the dishes and you're like, oh, I can't wait until I can. Look at the Yahoo Finance forum for this stock.
Yeah, it's the same sort of thing, right?
It's
just time wasting. Yeah. It's kind of like, I don't know what the equivalent is, but I feel like it's all right. Like I'm not like obsessed or anything. Like it's just, it's just a fun thing to do. It's kind of like, if you're at work and you get a coffee or whatever, you have like a 5-minute break. It's that sort of thing, right?
Yeah. Well, I will tell you, back before I left the old office, I mean, I dabbled in like I played that like Fallout.
Shelter.
Yeah, that was a good one.
For a bit, but like you gotta imagine there's a lot of people doing that, at their desks on the crapper as well. So maybe it might be a wise investment.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, you can't invest in Bethesda because they were purchased by Microsoft earlier this year. So.
Thanks.
I wouldn't invest in Bethesda anyway. I mean, they're just like,
come on.
They ain't what they used to be, right? Like,
oh no.
So many studios go like that too. Like,
yep.
Oh, look at Blizzard. I don't know if you guys caught BlizzCon last week, but
I did, but it was muted.
It was, you missed nothing. Honestly, it was really bad. Really disappointing that a studio that big takes so long to make games still, and then the games that they're working on are rehashes from games that came out in like 1991. So
I watched the Diablo 2 like remaster thing and the Diablo 4 rogue class character reveal.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like Diablo 2 I'll play because it's one of my favorite games.
Yeah.
I did not care for Diablo 3.
The Diablo 2 remaster might actually be good, but I still maintain like I think it'll only be good if there's either item trading between players like in game like you used to have to do in the game, or some sort of auction house. Like
they said
I think that killed Diablo 3, honestly. Like there's no point in farming stuff, right? If you couldn't just sell it. And
they said they're keeping it like it pretty much is going to be the same. And for some of the stuff that they do change, there's going to be like toggles and stuff in the menu.
Right.
So like but they wanted to pretty much be that same experience. So they've even avoided a lot of just like quality of life things, apparently.
Right.
So I mean, I'm hopeful about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it could be good.
You can't play it
It
on
could-
Twitch though, right? Because Andariel has her boobies hanging out.
She does show her tatas, yeah.
That was.
Does she actually show her?
Oh yeah.
She always
Wow.
did.
Why do you
man.
think I
Okay.
played so much Act 1 when I was a kid?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Everyone's always like, oh, let's go to Act 3, do Mephisto runs so we can get, high tier loot. I'm like, nah, man. Take me back
I
to
was all
Act
about
1.
the what was that place in the Lord of Destruction expansion? I think it was the expansion.
Yeah, I mean, you fight Bale in the expansion. You're in the
Bale, but then
mountains.
there was that place in the mountains with all the trenches, remember? And
Yeah.
when you got to a certain level, that was just like insane. You could get like 3 levels per run, like
You talking about the
if-
Sacred Cow level?
no, it's the
where
I
it's
can't
like-
remember what it was called. Blood
Yeah, it's
runs?
just when you're outside of the base camp.
Yeah, that's the one, yeah.
But I'm drawing a blank. It's been a while, man.
Can I-
well, yeah. I mean,
Can I tell you a bit of a Monka-S story about Battle.net?
yeah, only if you can like follow it up with like a Pepega or maybe like
Okay,
one-
all right, fine.
one
I'm
singular
sorry.
pog.
I'm sorry I said Twitch emotes. But Diablo 2 is like in the in-game chat before you get into a server. That's where I found out what oral sex was when I was like
Right.
11.
Right.
I was in chat and then I think someone said like if you give me a stone of Jordan, I'll give you oral sex. And I wasn't even
Right.
part of the conversation. I just said, what is oral sex? And then, if I remember correctly, they said, look it up. And then I said, no, just tell me. And they said, is mouth stuff. And I was like, what?
Right. I mean, my
you can
friend, when
do
we
that?
were, I think we must have been 9 or 10. My friend in class, somebody at the back of the class like was talking about oral sex,
Oh, I
and
thought
he
you-
just sort of blurted out. He's like, "Is that when people talk while they're having sex?" and then the whole class just started laughing. And for forever, he was just known as that guy who thought that oral sex was
Oh, no.
you were just talking while you were having sex. I don't know what the hell you would be talking about. Like, hey, how about that weather?
Hey, man, weather's hot stuff. All right.
Yeah, kind of weird.
Oh, that's
pretty funny.
I had well, not quite to that level, but in grade 8, I remember we were reading some kind of science book, and like our teacher was like, "Oh, you guys just take turns reading the textbook," and then it was my turn, and I had to read.
Let
the
me
word
guess.
Organism,
I knew where it was going.
and I didn't. I said orgasm by accident, and everybody was like laughing their asses off, and I was like, "What's wrong with you, weenies? Like, what did I say?" And my teacher, she was laughing too. Like, she was pretty cool about that kind of stuff. But she's like, "Michael, you said orgasm," and I was like, "Oh, good times." Anyways,
Man.
yeah.
Malf, tell me about your trip to nature.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, it was nice. I mean, basically, my oldest brother, he moved to this place last year, and his backyard is woods, and there's like a stream and all that stuff. So, I mean,
Nice.
we hung out mostly indoors, playing board games and stuff.
Oh, right, okay.
But we took
You
we went up
you
for a
weren't
couple
like
hours.
making
to-
pine cone paste out there and stuff.
We just walked like, I mean, we had to. There's a lot of snow in some spots. There's like a couple feet of snow, and we
Oh,
like
of
walked
course,
on
yeah.
the river and stuff like that because it's frozen over, and then we took a snow nap, which was like really awesome. And then
It's a snow nap.
you just literally lie in the snow, and like, it's awesome because you're out there. The sun is coming down. The snow is really comfortable, and you're hot because we spent an hour just like moving through 2 feet of snow, right? It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it's a workout. Yeah.
Did you pour some maple syrup on it and then eat it?
Oh my gosh. Hey, I
I
went.
actually mentioned how eating snow is kind of bad because it traps a lot of pollution, even if it looks clean.
Makes sense.
I went to a sugar. I took my kids to a sugar bush like 2 years ago when we went back to Ottawa.
Oh yeah.
They'd never been before, and I hadn't been back for 10 years, I think. Oh no, no, that's a lie. It was like 8 years, and so they wanted like, you know, I mean they're kids, but my wife was like, let's do like really Canadian things. I was like, let's go to the sugar bush, and so we went, and we ate syrup off the snow just like I did like on a school field trip when I was like 6 years old. Good fun.
I've been to a sugar shack once. There's one in near Kingston, Mouth. I don't know if it's...
Yeah,
so.
you find them more in Quebec. I think they're a lot more
Yeah.
popular in Quebec. Like, just in Gatineau, there's like hundreds. It's insane.
Yeah,
It's good,
I don't even know how to describe to other people what it is. I think it's basically like the hut that is a hub of operations for a maple syrup syndicate.
Yeah, but they normally have like a nice restaurant and stuff. Like it's like a working farm, and then they have sort of touristy stuff like tacked onto it. Like they'll have a nice restaurant where like families go and have like you know, big lunch or whatever, and then lots of maple syrup products that you can buy, and then there's like the usually out back they've got like the the little cabin that they do all the, you know,
Syruping.
I don't know, processing or whatever, but it's good. It's interesting.
You know, like a few years ago, there was like a huge maple syrup heist in Quebec.
Yeah. There was an episode on that documentary series, Dirty Money.
Yeah, that's where I got it from. But people,
Yeah,
they sometimes
it's wild,
like they go like, oh, whatever happened with that? Like that was a funny thing, right? And I'm like, dude, I don't know. There's like $200 million worth of syrup for something that got sold.
There's a strategic national reserve of maple syrup.
Yeah,
in
it's like
Canada.
OPEC.
It's insane.
There's like a syndicate. They control all of the. You're only
And,
allowed
like,
to release
they, like,
a certain
threaten
amount.
to kill each other routinely, like, and stuff. It's nuts.
It's a big deal, man. I mean, not for me, but like if you work in the syrup industry, apparently.
Yeah. That's why I would never work in the syrup industry.
It's too cutthroat. I agree.
Yeah. Just be too scared all the time.
I'll just, you know, when I have property, I mean, because you're gonna put sugar maples on your property no matter what, right?
Well, why not, right?
This is what you do, and then you can tap them yourselves. You just like, you make syrup for you and your friends. You don't have to be like in the business, you know?
Oh, and it's so expensive, like to have some homemade syrup.
Yes.
That's a big part of
I
like,
mean, it's kind of a done thing already. Like, I was thinking if you were gonna go down that route, I'd plant a whole bunch of apple trees, and then you can get Boy Scouts to sell them for you.
Frick the Boy Scouts. I'll just set up.
Well,
a
no,
little
I mean,
stand
people
on the
have
side of the
tried
road.
in the past as well, which is kind of weird, but they will sell them for free for you.
Really?
Like, and do bottle drives and everything. Oh, yeah.
But I want money.
Pure profit, baby. You don't have to
Oh
pay
wait,
them a
they
cent.
sell. You don't pay them,
No, they just go out and they sell it.
and then they give you the money.
Absolutely, yeah.
This doesn't sound right.
No, well, I mean, that's the Scouts for you.
you know what's messed up? You got to pay to be in the Scouts.
You do, yeah.
Wow. I guess you get to put it. It looks good on your resume, so you can get into like
Does
Harvard
it?
and Yale. I don't know.
when you're 19 and you're
I
applying
don't know.
for
I think if somebody
university.
told me that they were in the Scouts, if I was an employer and I was trying to hire people or at least interview them for like an important job and they told me that they were in the Scouts, I would tell them to get out of town, honestly. Like, I'm not looking for that.
What about the Eagles?
I'm looking for, no, especially the Eagles. They can
Yeah.
fuck right off.
Beaver Scouts.
No,
is
honestly
as
though,
advanced
I
as
don't
we
think
get.
that's like a good thing to admit to.
I don't know. I was never in any of those kind of like. What do we have in Canada? Aren't they called like the Bear Cubs or something?
Oh, dude, there's
No, you
beaver
got
cubs.
beavers,
Yeah.
then you got
Beavers,
cubs,
yeah.
and then scouts, and then I don't know what's next. I'd never made it to scouts. I was in cubs for a bit, and I think I was in beavers for a bit too.
I had
and
some
it
friends
was-
that did it, but they never like went far with it. I was just like, I mean, I lived out middle of nowhere, so you would just go out and do stuff anyways, right?
Oh, and dude,
know?
you never knew either, like, which one of your classmates was in the Scouts until it was, like, the Remembrance Day ceremony. And then they'd come out wearing, like, a vest with a bunch of pieces of flare on it, and they'd be carrying, like, a poppy.
And then they go wear tchotchkes or...
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I was the worst though. Like I didn't have any flair, nothing. Like I didn't get a single badge. Like I don't even know why I went.
Oh, you probably.
I remember
forced,
getting
right?
kind of like jealous of some of the people that were in it that were like, you know, every week they'd turn up and they'd have like 3 new badges on their shirt or whatever, and I'd still have none because I just sat around and just played Nintendo and stuff.
Yo, they had Nintendo at Beavers?
No, I would. Like, you're meant to do this in your spare time, right?
Oh.
So I would spend most of my spare time not knitting sweaters and helping grandmas across the road. Instead, like, you know, I just do like fun stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
And then all these other nerds, they turn up every week and they're like, I painted 10 paintings and I helped 20 elderly people with their groceries and stuff, and then you know, they got badges all over their shirt. Like, okay.
Look at my Rembrandt.
Yeah, where are they now?
Yeah.
On Reddit.
On Reddit, wow.
Maybe.
High praise.
Yeah, a lot of people use Reddit, right?
It's probably
it's very popular.
maybe like, I don't know, the 4th most popular website on the internet.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
It's wild because it didn't start to take off until after I signed up in 2006.
Right. You were like ground floor.
I was ground floor, yeah.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Good. Sips, what do I need to do? I no offense, Ryan, but I've never felt more like Ryan in a video game. I'm just like
I'm
hammering the ground.
I'm putting up defenses because
What are
I've played
just, like,
I've played a
walls?
bit of this game. Yeah, I've played a bit of this game, and at a certain point, stuff is gonna start attacking our base. And
So what do I need to do?
It's
I
not
just need
nice when it happens.
Wood for walls.
Yeah. If you guys can chop down lots of wood, then I can put some walls up.
mean,
We
I've
should
been-
also, if you're venturing out, see if you can find some. Now that we got pickaxes, see if you can find some copper.
Oh.
If you mine some up, it's kind of heavy, and we also need to find dungeons so that we can get some of these magical cores so that we can start smelting and stuff.
I'll go look
snap
for
this one.
some copper for
So
sure.
dungeons would be pretty good too.
Where
I'm over encumbered. I took too much wood. There's here, wait. There's wood in this back chest here. There we go.
Is it
Just gonna cook
so?
up
The
a lot of
Black
food.
Forest is what we unlocked, right? But like, do we know where that is, or do we have to scout it out ourselves?
It's just like it's similar to Minecraft in that it's just there's multiples, right? It's biomes.
Okay.
Your biome.
Yeah.
Pick a direction and run. That's what Chad says.
Yeah, it's just like you just gotta get out there, you know. Just gotta get out there and explore.
I'm
So
on my
this
way.
wall you got going on here.
I'm starting it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna help it. Like, you
Okay.
gotta-
I'm just trying to
Okay.
flatten things out because we want to be able to bring carts in here, bring boats back and unload stuff and get smelters set up out here and stuff. Like, so I'm just trying to flatten all the land around here and then start put up some walls and gates. And there's like other defenses you can put up too. It's like stakes, or you know, like ground spikes and stuff like that.
Do you want it to be circular or square or what's?
I was just gonna do square for now. I mean, we can change it. Like,
Well,
I
only
think
'cause
later
we gotta
on
be
we'll be able to
within
build with
within
stone.
the workstation range.
Oh, just for I don't think the walls need to be. I think it's just building stuff, you know. I think you can build the walls outside of it.
Nope.
Oh, you can? Oh,
Nope.
my bad.
Yeah, it is your bad.
My bad.
I mean, we can if well, actually.
Just put workstations up like along where you need them, you know.
Yeah. I guess the other thing is how far out do you want it to go?
We want enough space, I think, so that we're not like, you know, super cramped.